everyone, I'm Coral. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with a book tag. I haven't done one in so long, so I was looking at like spring themed book tags because like we're almost there. It's almost springtime, right? I mean, like March is like a spring month, kind of, for most places. So I found a tag that is the spring cleaning tag, and there's actually like more than one of them. So I found two. I didn't look through like all of them obviously, but I found two different ones that I'm gonna do. They're both called the spring cleaning tag. So I'm going to do the other one in a separate video, of course, because that would just be too much book tag for one video. But this is the spring cleaning book tag number 1. And you know what? I couldn't find out who created this one, unfortunately, but I do know who created the second one, so I'll let you know when I do that one. So, question number 1 is the struggle to get started. A book or series you struggle to begin because of its size. And for this, I chose The Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. I'm still on book 1. This is The Eye of the World, and I've been listening to it on audio. Before I go to sleep, I get very few snippets, especially recently because I have to take muscle relaxers for a weird thing that's happening to my neck. So like I get like 3 minutes of book before I fall the fuck to sleep. And so it's been taking me a long time recently. So I'm almost done though. I'm like, I don't know, in this book, I'm more than 600 pages in this copy of this book. Question number 2, cleaning out the closet, a book or series you want to unhaul. I've been doing a lot of that lately, so I'm very proud of myself. This is one that I am going to sell. It's all dusty because it's been, get off here, you little dust. Anyways, there was a book box once upon a time that's now defunct. It was horror themed, and eventually they just started kind of like a Ponzi scheme where they were taking money from people to pay for like the people that they owed a box, you know what I mean? And it was really terrible. Now they're defunct, luckily. But before that happened, they sent us the last 2 books in a fucking series, and like I'm never gonna read this, so thank you very much. I am just going to sell these to somebody who might appreciate them more. Number 3, opening a window and letting fresh air in. A book that was refreshing. This one was a little bit hard for me to find because I don't read many books where I'm like, that was a refreshing book that made me feel good, because I just don't like books like that, really. I mean, not that I don't like them, I'm sure there's some I would like, but I don't really gravitate towards books like that. Even ones that I've had, like, ones that I've bought that I read like in elementary school or middle school or high school, like they're all darker themed, like Among the Hidden, where you could only have one child and this family has 2 children and the child has to like hide for their entire life, etc., etc. So this is like one of the only ones that I could find where it's like, part of this was refreshing, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean The Black Tongue Thief by Christopher Buehlman. It was so funny in many parts, and then that like funniness was just sucked out of your lungs by these really dark things that would happen to this traveling group, and it was just so great because of that. But I think this is one of the only books where I've been reading it and I'm like, ha, this book makes me feel good, you know what I mean? Until it doesn't. So beware of that if you pick this up. And I mean that as like such a compliment because I love books like that, you know? So yeah, this was a fantasy book about this guy who's been trained by like the Thieves Guild, and now he owes them like he has like student debt, basically like fantasy student debt, and he's forced to go on this like excursion to pay off his debt, and things don't always go well for him and his company. It's such a great fucking book. 100% one of my favorites of last year, and I can't wait for the next one to come out. Number 4 is Washing Out the Sheets, a scene you wish you could rewrite. Now, in this, I'm going to talk about some spoilers for Stolen Tongue. So if this is a book that you think you might read, or if you're somebody who really doesn't like spoilers, I guess go ahead and skip over. That's okay. I really don't like spoilers either, so I'd skip over this part in my own video if I thought I was going to read this and hadn't. But, okay, so spoilers now. Stolen Tongues by Felix Blackwell. I think I would rewrite a majority of the fucking book because, like, it's like he found this one scary thing and then he decided to do it like 40 fucking times. And not just that, but there are also these Native American characters in this book. And Felix wrote in the back of the book about how he didn't want to do the thing that people do where they introduce a Native American character or really just any character of any minority and just fucking kill them off. And that's what he did. He did the thing he said he didn't want to do. He did it. And then he wrote about it in the back, like, see what I said I wouldn't do and I did it. And it's like straight up just, I mean, this is the definition of cultural appropriation, where you take part of a culture's culture and you use it and you make money off of it. You know, like, that's what this book is about. And he did it. And he's like, see? He wrote, see? I don't like when people do that. And that's why he did it. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. So that's it. That's it. This video is a little bit salty and it's only going to get saltier. Number 5, throwing out unnecessary knickknacks, a book in a series you didn't think was necessary. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to think about this. What book do you think I'm gonna choose? I just talked about this recently, so I'd like to know if you know. I'd like to know if you know. If you don't, that's okay. If you do, I'm going to laugh very hard. But for this, did I give you 10 seconds? Has it been 10 seconds? Maybe I only gave you 5 seconds. I don't know. I wasn't counting. Mallory by Josh Malerman. I don't think this book should exist. I don't think we need it. Here's all the Nightworm shit that came out of there. I don't think we need this book. I don't think it needed to exist. I don't think it would have existed except for that Bird Box, like, hit it so big. And then there was the film adaptation, of course. And then here's Mallory, the book that didn't need to exist, about a story that was just perfectly wrapped up. I haven't read this, so it's probably true that my opinion doesn't really matter. However, I'm going to tell you about my opinion because it's one that I have, and I don't think this book should exist. Okay, question 6. Polishing doorknobs. I never do that. A book that had a clean finish. For this, I chose the final book of the first leg of the Mistborn series. This is The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This was the conclusion to the first 3 books in the Mistborn series. And I know that there's like another leg of it that is like set in, I think, the same city. And I don't really know like where it fits in on a timeline compared to this, but I haven't read those because I just don't know if anything can compare to how great this series was and how neatly wrapped up it was. It was like a beautiful little gift for readers everywhere. I loved it so much. I feel like all the things that I was hoping to happen, hoping to find answers for, were answered. And I'm sure that there are some people out there who wouldn't share this opinion, and that's okay. But it was just like everything was answered and it ended so nicely. That's it. Like, there's no like what ifs or anything. It's just, that's it. It's done. It made me really sad, but it's done. And it was just such a really, really great series and a really great book. Number 7, Reaching to Dust the Fan, a book that tried too hard to relay a certain message. This is a recent read for me. This is Road of Bones by Christopher Golden. This book just hits you over the head about how cold it is. It's so fucking cold. I get it. It's fucking cold. They're up by the Arctic Circle. And maybe in case somebody forgot, the author makes sure to remind you about once every fucking page that it is perilously cold. I get it. It's very fucking cold. The end. The last question, number 8. The tiring yet satisfying finish, a series that was tiring but satisfying to get through. Okay, this one is like not complete, this series, but I chose for this the Game of Thrones series by George R. R. Martin. I finished the 5th book, I think, last year. Time is a mystery to me, but I was so, it was tiring because, especially with the last 2 books, and I understand why this decision was made, but I don't think it was like conducive to a good reading experience. But he basically split up the perspectives, and like half of them were only in this book and half of them were only in this book. And so it was like I forgot what these other people were doing because I read fucking 1 million pages about the people in this book, and now I don't even really remember like what's going on because it's not like a linear timeline, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just, it was a weird decision to make, but I'm also glad that I'm caught up. And now this way, if he ever comes out with book number 6, I'll be ready for it. And I don't think I'm gonna reread these before the 6th one comes out, unless it's like 20 years from now, which I hope it's not. But also, you know what? Give the guy a fucking break. He's probably so fucking tired of us, and he's probably so fucking tired of this series. I would be if I were him. Those are my choices for the spring cleaning tag number 1. I will be back with the spring cleaning tag number 2 soon, so keep your eyes out for that. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys later. Goodbye!